Good evening, Sunday evening, so I thought I'd do a vlog, just a bit of a vlog. Yeah, I know, it's kind of ridiculous that I start these without a proper introduction, but I'm just glad that I'm able to record because Google Chrome just totally just went out for me. I can bring YouTube up and I can watch videos, but I cannot record. It's not even telling me what the problem is now. It's just telling me that something went wrong and to reconnect, and it won't reconnect because it freezes. So I'm on another browser, one that I'm not too familiar with. I think it's I don't even know what it is. It's not Safari. It's something that I think is more popular for Mac computers. I don't know what it says Apple or Mac or something every time I pull it up, so I don't know. But yeah. So sorry. Anyway, so I'm here. I'm glad to be here, and it's been a stressful week for me, and I know I mentioned that a few times already, but we are holding it together and working on just keeping it together and making things better, because that's all people can do. And something that I've really come to appreciate is being more in the moment. Just you read live in the moment, and that's nice to read, but to actually put that into practice is a whole different thought, a whole different way of living. It sounds nice, but to actually do it is something totally different than just thinking that it sounds nice. But my foot, I'm sitting on my foot. It's just, in case you're wondering when I'm like down here. But I have Chico over here chilling with me. But yeah, just stay in the moment, and I'm trying to still figure that out for myself. Don't dwell on the past, because that can't be changed. You can learn from it, and hopefully you do learn from it, but it can't be changed. It's no more. Think about the future, because it's always good to know where you want to go. What type of path you want to be on. What type of it's good to have somewhat of an idea, hopefully a clear idea of what you would like your plans to be for the future. But all we have is this moment. That's all we have. So why focus on anything else? But another way that I've learned to appreciate what that means is try not to worry so much about everything else that's going on even at this moment, because your moment is your moment right here, and things that's going on away from you, or things that's going on that you can't control yourself, because you can't. Some things we can somewhat try to control, if it's not personally our business in the first place. Some things we just can't, no matter how hard we try or would like to. But regardless of whether or not we can control it much, it's still better to not obsess over it, and especially those things that we really can't control, that could be going on at this moment, but it's not our moment. So let it happen, let it do its thing, just trust it, and don't drive yourself crazy. Don't go crazy obsessing over it, or stressing over it. And that too is really easy to say and not as easy to do, but I've come to appreciate that staying more focused on the moment means you stay focused on your moment, this here. And if there's an issue going on and your help is needed and you're able to give it, then that fine, that becomes your moment as well. But if you get what I'm trying to say, I hope you do. Um, Maybe one of these days I'll come up with a better way of trying to explain it. But if you get what I mean, then good. And yeah, just try it. Just try it. Try focusing on just the moment. And again, that doesn't mean that you don't worry about the future or that you don't plan for the future. It just means that you're not stressing about it. You're not putting all your focus on it because you don't have it. And the same for the past. You don't have it. The past um, can hurt you. I'm not going to say the past can't hurt you because a lot of people will say that. And I get what they're saying, but in a way that's not really true because some things that's happened in the past does still harm us, whether it's physically, emotionally, financially, whatever. Um, so you can't say that, but the past is still gone. That that's not the moment either. That's the past. And so that's what I wanted to talk about. I also wanted to talk a little bit about, I do have a sticky note. I was going to show it to you, but it's having a hard time sticking because my monitor is high. Poor monitor. I love this monitor. I don't know if I've ever showed you guys my monitor. I don't feel like I could. Yeah, here we go. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I'm just messing things up. Hey, did I become brighter? Am I lagging? Okay, but I wanted to talk a little bit about happiness. Somebody asked me to do a vlog about how to be happy, and this, I can't make these vlogs any shorter than 10 minutes. I'm sorry, and I only have like 3 minutes to go, so I'm going to try to get through this a little bit quicker than what I intended to, but I want to focus on trying to be happy. That's been my thing lately, especially the past. Well, now the sticky note's falling off, so I may as well show it to you. Sticky note. And see if I can stick it back up there so I can. But I don't have an answer of how everyone can be happy or how anyone else can be happy other than myself, because we all need to figure out for ourselves what makes us happy and how to be our happiest, even if it's just at the moment. Even if you could be happier or would like to be a lot happier, focus on being your happiest at the moment. And the way to do that, because not all moments are good moments, and sometimes you just have to take those bad moments. But if it's sort of just a blah moment, maybe it's not anything like a certain event that's causing the unhappiness. Maybe it's just a feeling at the moment that's causing the unhappiness, just an overwhelming feeling, not necessarily based on an occurrence or an event or whatever, or a person, but circumstance. But if it's just that blah feeling, try to think positive. That's honestly the first thing I have written on my list. Try to think positive, and that is not easy to do. But you have to remember the law of attraction. I should move this over a little bit so I can focus more on my little on you. Remember the law of attraction. It is real. It is real, not Israel. It is real. Maybe it's Israel too, I don't know, but it is real. And what that means is that, because some people have a hard time realizing what the law of attraction means, they think it's just kind of goofy or something, but it's not. It actually makes a lot of sense, and it's actually really reasonable. If you think bad thoughts, if you think unhappy thoughts, if you think sad thoughts, unfulfilled thoughts, unsatisfied thoughts, it doesn't mean you aren't any of those things, but if you're dwelling on them, then that's what you're going to feel. That's how you're going to think. That's what you're going to become. And you can be not, you know, totally satisfied, not totally fulfilled, but you don't have to be feeling it. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually, let me just, here, good grief, my sticky note, I'm going to stick it to my finger. You can, um, not have everything in life that you want, regardless of whatever it is, something material, something, a degree or a person, whatever. But that doesn't mean that you have to be focusing on it. And if you think more positive, do your best to think the most positive you can, then you will start to feel more positive. You will start to see things more positive. That doesn't mean that you don't want to change your situation, but it just makes it a little better, at least a little better to deal with. And I think it's the dust. The dust on top of my monitor got all riled up when I tried sticking the sticky note to it, and now my nose is having issues. Um, Find your passion, focus on it, put your energy into it as much as you can, whatever that passion may be, whether it's a hobby or a talent, um, your pets, whatever, watching YouTube videos. I don't suggest doing that all the time, but it watching YouTube videos does qualify as a happy place. It can be. Um, and if that's your passion at the moment, it's probably not the only passion, but whatever it is that you have, way more than just one passion. Whatever your passions are, focus on them. Focus on them as much as you can, especially when you start to feel that unhappy feeling or that down and out feeling. Go to your passions. And I put spirituality and faith on the list, but that's something that's personal for everyone. It's just that it's been noted that people that have a faith that they believe in, whether it's an organized religion or whatever it may be, because you can have different types of faiths, spiritual faiths. It doesn't even have to be an actual religion or an organized religion. People are usually happier because it gives them a sense of purpose. So that's something to think about too. And work on changing or removing yourself from toxic environment. That's the last one. I can't focus. Yeah. I'm so used to type. I think I wrote that okay, but I'm so used to typing. My handwriting is really bad. And that one, talk about easier said than done. That one really is, but it's a goal. And basically just try to think more positive. And it's really annoying to hear when you really are just, unhappy, but give it a try. And, if it's a moment where you're anxious because of a situation that's going on, that moment will pass. It will. But if it's just an overall unhappy feeling, I believe that focusing more on positive thoughts, just creating more of a positive vibe around you, even if others don't seem to want to do that with you, if you do that yourself, train yourself to think more positive. It doesn't have to be all positive all the time, but just look more on the bright side of things. You will more than likely experience a difference, and that difference will be a better outlook on things. Again, that doesn't mean that things doesn't have to change. It just means that you are focusing on them differently. And that's going to be it, because I'm going on 15 minutes and I just lost my thought anyway, my train of thought. I know I was talking about being positive and being happy. But if you're depressed, if you're potentially clinically depressed, because there's the clinical depression, then there's the situational depression. But if you're depressed, then consider seeking some professional help, as in therapy for that. All right, and books, books are fun to read, and books sometimes if it's just like just an unhappy feeling, and it's not necessarily clinical depression, books like the um not in uplifting self-help books, they they can be good sometimes. And I don't have any to suggest at the moment, but I will come up with that later, and I'll do that in a different vlog. And thank you very much for watching, and I hope I didn't just ramble on too much and say a bunch of stupid stuff that people don't want to hear. I don't believe it is, because that's not thinking very positive. That's what you think. Focus on the positive and be happy, be safe, enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody, and have a good week, and love y'all.